This week on Moms Like Us, Katherine Schwarzenegger opens up about being a first-time mom.
It's super important to be able to have time, for your significant other, of course, with a newborn, but also being able to do things together with the baby is also really special. And getting familiar and comfortable in the kitchen is a big part of that for us as well.
And Freddie Prinze Jr. reveals how an early Christmas gift is causing chaos in his home.
The kids, you go, okay, when they're older, if I'm nice to them, they're going to take care of me. Dogs, you're like, man, when they're older, I'm going to take care of them more.
Plus, Disick shows love for Kourtney Kardashian while her sister Khloe faces backlash from fans.
She's just trying to be sweet, and that's it. That is it.
We've got that plus so much more on today's Moms Like Us. Hey guys, Christina Garibaldi here with Brianne Mans from Stroller in the City. Hi, Brianne.
Hey, Christina, how are you?
I'm good. We are, 1 week away from Christmas? We're almost there.
I know, we're almost there. 1 week away from Christmas. We're gearing up for a major snowstorm.
Oh, it's crazy.
It's crazy. It's going to happen in a couple of hours. My kids are super excited for the snow. I'm kind of excited for the snow too.
I totally am. It's going to be a good time. And it'll really be like the first time that my daughter really she saw snow last year, but she was so little, but I think like this time she'll really be able to process it and enjoy it. So it should be a lot of fun.
Totally. And we didn't really get that much snow last year.
No, this is going to like triple the amount of snow that we had from last year. So sorry to everybody that's not watching, that's on the East Coast, but we're going to be enjoying some snowstorm.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's talk today. Let's get into the holiday spirit a little bit because we have a celeb trend that is going on, but obviously visiting Santa looks a little bit different this year, and that is, of course, applying to celebrities as well. So Sean Lowe shared an adorable photo of his daughter, Mia, and he wrote on Instagram, "Wait until she learns this terrifying stranger is supposed to sneak into her house while she's sleeping. Merry Christmas."
So cute. I love it.
Love that.
April Lovegeary and Robin Thicke's daughter, Mia, simply wrote a letter for Santa Claus. She was photographed outside of a store wearing a pink mask and holding her note writing, "Dear Santa, I would love a baby for Christmas. Love, Mia." Well, she got her wish because 1 week later, when she and her young sister Lola, 21 months, met their newborn brother Luca, April wrote on Instagram, "I was not expecting her to be this happy. She keeps saying he's so cute. He loves me so much. Can I pet him?"
Oh my God.
She's the best big sis. I mean, it's so sweet.
I love that so much. That is so adorable. And then speaking of adorable, Coco Austin shared a photo of her 3-year-old daughter, Chanel, writing, "Since I couldn't sit on Santa's lap, I hopped on my mommy's lap." You can see that they are socially distant with Santa, and Santa is, of course, wearing a mask. These are the times that we are living in. It's definitely a weird thing, but, people are trying to make it work visiting Santa.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen so many different variations of this. I have not done it this year. I think we're just kind of going to sit this one out. We always visited Santa every year. I've seen like the plexiglass kind of situation. I've seen, the drive-by Santa kind of thing. I mean, if you can do it and it makes your kids happy, go for it, right?
I know. Yes. If you could do it, and like you said, make your kids happy. I had a friend of mine, she had her 3 boys sit like kind of how Coco's was, far away from Santa, and Santa's in the background. And, people are just trying to make it work this year.
Yeah, I know. But I do think that COVID is definitely going to change the way we all do Santa Claus every year.
Right, because now I think even going next year, I'm going to be like, oh, should she really be like sitting on somebody else's lap that you don't know? It's like, I don't know. It's, oh God, COVID has changed everything.
Changed everything for sure.
All right, well, let's get to some mom and dad news of the week. Disick praised his ex Kourtney Kardashian and their 3 children in a really sweet Instagram post. He wrote, "Thank you, Kourtney Kardashian, for being the best baby maker in town. I couldn't have asked for a better person in the world to have these amazing children with. I love you and our family more than anything in the world." And his kind words came just after he put together 2 messages for his sons who share the same birthday. I love this. I think a lot of fans are like hoping that they'll get back together, but I don't know. It might just be a really good co-parenting relationship.
I think they are. And I feel like they've, through the years, they've really learned how to get along and how to make it work. I don't see them getting back, although I would love to see them get back together because I think Scott has made like a 360.
Really has.
Yeah, but I just think that they're really, really good co-parents,
I think
and
so too.
yeah, they make it look easy.
They do make it look easy. And I think, I mean, we see on the show, it obviously was a lot of hard work for them to get to this spot. And who knows what the future holds for these two, but, we'll keep our fingers crossed.
Exactly. Absolutely. So Alicia Silverstone, she admitted her son's haircut was a hard adjustment for her. She told Access Hollywood, it's a big growing up moment for a mom because I didn't realize that when they cut their hair off, how much it changes them. He looks like a kid instead of my baby. These are things that are hard to adjust, but wonderful. People get to make decisions for themselves and grow and fit into themselves right. It's pretty amazing. I mean, it's so true that when your kids cut their hair, they just like look like a different kid,
Yeah, no, it's so true. I mean, do you remember that moment where you were like, oh my God, my babies aren't babies anymore?
Yes. And I still go through that. Like sometimes my son like walks out of his room and I'm like, did you just like grow 3 inches? Like, what is going on? I see it all the time. And it makes me so sad because I just want them to stay babies.
Little forever. I know. Even with Gianna, she's about to be 20 months, but I'm like, can't you just be like a little baby again?
No more like, in that little 10 months, she's like turning into like a little person.
A little person. Yeah. That's like starting to speak and like tell me what she wants. That's pretty much all she does is just tell me what she wants. But it's, it is. I'm sure that, when you have that like aha moment, be like, oh my God, they're like little adults now.
I love that.
I love that too. All right, moving on to Khloe Kardashian. She drew some backlash from social media users when she commented on photos of Tristan Thompson. Of course, he is her boyfriend. Commented on a picture of him and his son, Prince. Now, her fans stepped in to defend her, but so what happened is that the basketball player posted a tribute to Prince, whom he shares with his ex Jordan Craig for his 4th birthday. And he wrote, "Happy birthday, Princey. I'm so lucky to have you as a son, Papa. Your heart and soul is pure gold. Your sister is so lucky to have a big brother like you to watch and protect her. Daddy loves you, baby boy." Well, Khloe then showed her support, leaving 6 heart emojis in the comment section. Well, while we thought that this was probably a tame thing to do, people were not having it. Somebody wrote, "Girl, bye, don't put heart under someone else's son." And another person chimed in saying, "Let him be with his son without you." Now, her fans came up and said, "Khloe comes from a pure and good space. The hearts were fine." I mean, do you see anything wrong in this?
Absolutely not. Nothing.
Yeah.
Zero.
Literally nothing.
She was just trying to be sweet, and that's it. That is it.
Is it? And I mean, if you look at the big picture of it, I mean, that is, True's stepbrother. I mean, so she wants to have a good relationship, I'm sure, with not only with Tristan's son, but I'm sure with Tristan's mom or Prince's mom as well. So, you got to look at the big picture of this, and it's just a heart emoji, people.
I know, it's not even like she said something like totally out there.
Right. Yeah. She's not like, "I love having you as my son." Like, she didn't say that.
Right. Like, "Happy birthday, stepson." Like people are just always gonna
go after it, no matter what you do. And if she didn't say anything, people then would comment as well.
Right. Like, why are you not being supportive? Type of thing. It's so crazy.
It is. It really is.
Oh my gosh. Well, Stassi Schroeder is ready for her baby. The former reality star posted a bare photo of her bump with the caption, "Over it." She's expecting her little girl any day now with her husband, Beau Clark. I mean, I know. I remember the time that I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm about to pop. Like, do you remember that moment?
I was like, this needs to end immediately. I'm like, I can't wait to meet her. I just want this to be done with. I mean, but I gave birth at 37 weeks, so I was a little early. So I wasn't really expecting it, but I definitely was over it at that point. How about you?
Sure. Like, I definitely remember that moment with my son, and, just being like done with it and, kind of like ready for it to all end. And I think I was only 1 week early with him.
Okay.
And then with my daughter, I was super early too. So I really wasn't, ready. My water broke on the subway with my daughter.
Oh my God. I don't think I knew that. Oh my
I don't think I've shared this either. We went to Victorian Gardens. We took my son and all his friends. There was like 5 of us. on the train back home from Victoria Gardens. And I was like, oh God, like, I think I feel like my water's like about to break. And it wasn't like a full on, like, oh my God, you know, there's like a scene, but I felt it. And I was like, oh God. And then I was, you know, when I came back home, I was like, okay, it's ready. I like called my mom. I'm like, it's time to pick up my, you know, rider. He has to take with you because I think this is happening.
That's amazing. That is so funny. I was at a restaurant with my two friends and my water broke, and it was a scene. Like I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. My husband was away for a wedding for a friend the night before. So he was like 3 hours away. And I was like, you have to come home immediately. Get in the car. And I was supposed to go to the wedding. And I, like last minute, I was like, you know what? I'm a little too far along. Maybe I should sit this one out. But
thank goodness you would have been like delivering 3 hours away from here.
Imagine. Oh my God, so funny. I love how we have some water breaking stories. That's funny. Well, in dad news, we recently caught up with Freddie Prinze Jr., who revealed that an early Christmas present is definitely causing a lot of chaos in his house with Sarah Michelle Gellar. Take a look. What are some of your holiday traditions, and how are you guys keeping it as normal as possible in your home?
Well, it's hard to keep traditions, so that's kind of out the window this year because our tradition is family getting together. So we kind of mixed it up a little bit this year. We did Christmas a little bit early. We got the kids a trampoline because we had the space. That helped out a lot. And then the ultimate, we've got puppies. They're 9 weeks old. If you want to see super cute 9-week-old Akita puppies, go on my Instagram page or Sarah's Instagram page. All we do is just spam photos and videos of them. Their names are Sato and Kumi. They're a ton of work, which is why I look so sleepy. But my kids are going bananas for them. So we're training them right now and doing that. But Christmas will just be the 4 of us. It's just going to be a little dinner. I'll probably do a chicken instead of a turkey because there's just not enough of us. So it's going to be way different, and there'll be things that I'm sure the kids are disappointed with, but that's okay. And my wife and I talk about this. This generation is going to be way tougher than us because my generation didn't have to deal. I was born in 76. We didn't have to deal with anything as weird, as crazy, or out sort of displacing as this is. And these kids will be more self-reliant or kill us all because of it. But either way, they're going to be tougher kids. So there'll be some disappointments. They don't get to do everything they want, but that's life.
That's life. So what's harder, the newborn phase or the newborn puppy phase?
Puppies.
What is it?
Puppies are harder. Like the kids, you go, okay, when they're older, if I'm nice to them, they're going to take care of me. Dogs, you're like, man, when they're older, I'm going to take care of them more. So puppies are harder.
I love this. So what was more difficult for you, puppy phase or newborn phase?
I mean, I feel like they're both kind of hard. And 100% newborn phase, I'm going to definitely say is harder.
Yeah.
But puppy phase is pretty hard too. You know, like we had our dog, like we were trying to like crate train him. And the entire time during COVID, when the kids like, you know, didn't really have to wake up early, I didn't have to like rush to get them out of the door. I was up early with the dog, you know, tending to him and everything else, and didn't really, you know, it was kind of tough. But yeah, it's hard either way.
I'm sure it's hard. We don't have a dog. We have a cat. So she pretty much takes care of herself. So that's fine. But yeah, dogs are a lot of work.
They are, for sure. Yeah. Especially like puppy face, like when they're going to the bathroom all over them, you know, all over the place. Like we got rid of all of our rugs. So we still don't have rugs here in the apartment. I'm like afraid to put it back because I know that he's just going to like pee on it.
Right.
I'm testing out the tree skirt from the Christmas tree, which he actually likes and lays on. So I'm like, okay, maybe he's ready.
That is so funny. I love it. But they're just so cute. You can't resist them.
I know, you totally can't. Okay, so our mom and dad of the week goes to Katherine Schwarzenegger. She welcomed her first child, Lila, with son Chris Pratt in August and opened up to us about life as a new mom. Take a look at this.
And how has it changed your relationship at all? Like, are you able to make that time for yourselves and kind of, you know, take a step back and kind of, you know, let it all sink in, but it hasn't changed your relationship at all?
With my husband or with my mom?
With your husband. I mean, your mom, I'm sure you guys are best friends.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's obviously when you're able to have that experience with your significant other, it's such a beautiful experience and a beautiful journey and a great bonding experience as well. So I feel really just blessed to be able to have that as being part of this journey, and to experience that day by day as well is really incredible.
Yeah. Are you guys able to do date nights at home and things like that? Or you're like, I don't have time for that?
No. It's super important to be able to have time, for your significant other, of course, with a newborn, but also being able to do things together with the baby is also really special. And getting familiar and comfortable in the kitchen is a big part of that for us as well.
Are your parents just absolutely loving grandparent life?
Yeah, they really love it. I think both of them just, it's such a great and cool new role for both of them to be able to experience. And also for me as their daughter to watch them in this new role is such a beautiful thing. And something that I just love to soak up every minute of watching, and also to see my siblings become an aunt and uncles is really exciting as well. So it's new roles that everyone's really excited about. So I feel very blessed.
Definitely. And I mean, how are you enjoying this new role? What has been the best part? What has been the most challenging part of the past few months for you?
I love it. I've been enjoying every minute of it. I think motherhood is such a huge gift, and it's again been such a silver lining in this crazy year of 2020. And I'm enjoying every minute of being a new mom and having a little baby, and just experiencing all that, learning so much. I go to my mom for everything, and just being able to be open to learning so many new things and be introduced to so much with having a little baby. And it's just been such a great experience, and also being able to pass on traditions. And I know that I grew up watching my mom just bake a lot, so being able to watch her bake more and me bake, and also dabbling in the whole kitchen with cooking, and just have new experiences as well is really exciting.
Definitely. I know they say you're never fully prepared to have a child. Did you feel that you were prepared, and what kind of surprised you the most?
I think being the oldest in my family, you get a little preparation. If you're the oldest in your family and you have a bunch of like younger siblings and younger cousins, I think you get a little bit of an idea into maybe what some of that will be like having a baby, and just being able to multitask. So I feel a little bit like I had some preparation, and I would say that I just learned something new every single day. And again, my mom has been so amazing and so helpful, and she's like a well of wisdom that I'm constantly going to for more information, and learning so much more, and calling her for this, calling her for that. And I did that throughout my whole pregnancy as well. So I just feel really lucky to be able to have that source to go to, and to ask so many of these questions.
Definitely. I know for me, it took, definitely a few months to start feeling like myself again. Are you starting to feel like that? Because you go through a shock, your hormones, your emotions. Like, I know for me, the first 3 months, everything that happened made me cry. But are you feeling like that too? Or are you starting to kind of slowly feel like yourself again?
Well, I think, I don't think you go back to feeling like who you were prior to having the baby, because you're now a mother. And so you're feeling, who you are as a mother. And that's such a beautiful thing. And it's, something that you get more comfortable with as the days go on, the days go by. But I don't ever, I'm not waiting to go back to who I was prior to having a daughter. I'm embracing who I am as a new mother, and just being able to have the gift of her in my life is such a huge blessing. So yeah, it's been really is such an amazing thing, and being able to have the holiday season around in that is also really exciting for me.
I think that's a great way to look at it, because you're never the same person again.
Yeah, never the same.
I think that's really great. She makes it seem like it is all rosy and fabulous, which is great for her. I hope it is. But for me, the first few months were not.
Mine either. And with all three.
Yeah.
The first few months for me was like a huge adjustment. Like, it was really hard. And I mean, good for her. I mean,
good for her.
Fabulous.
I mean, it does seem like she is heavily relying on her mom, who is a big support system to her, which is great, because it's always good to have a really good support system around during that time too, because you need all the help you can get.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it seems like everybody in her family is like loving the new roles as grandparents and aunts and uncles. I'm sure with your family, my my family absolutely loved their new roles.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. Like the grandparents were naming themselves before the baby
Yes.
was in here, like that whole thing, and the aunts and the uncles. And yeah, I mean, the new role is so fun. It's so fun. Like my sister's having a baby, so I'm like officially going to be an aunt, like officially. So I'm so excited about that. But yeah, it's always so much fun when there's a new baby.
It really is so much fun. All right, well, this week in our Moms Are Just Like Us set a moment, we have to give a shout out to Kate Hudson, who successfully got all 3 of her kids in one photo. She wrote, "Got him again, 3 in one pic." Now, Kate is a mom to 16-year-old son Ryder, 9-year-old Bingham, and 2-year-old Ronnie Rose. I mean, how hard is it for you to get all 3 of your kids in one photo?
Oh my God. It's so hard, but I will say they're so used to it because that's what I do for like work.
Yeah.
But oh yeah, there is like I have to like scream out their names. I still make like funny noises, so they're like looking at me.
Right.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
And I'm sure like probably like pre-COVID, they were probably all like scattered in different directions because they had like their, school activities, hanging out with friends. So even getting them in one room at a time is probably a challenge.
That is very true. And even still now, I feel like they have like different schedules that they're not really all together at the same time. Like today, 2 of my girls are at school, my son's here, like they're always all over the place all the time.
Schedules are crazy. So funny though, but that is definitely a moment I'm sure a lot of people can relate to.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So this week's clapback goes to HTV star Erin Napier, who told her Instagram followers how to be decent people following criticism of her 3-year-old daughter, Helen. After posting a photo of the back of my daughter's head, there were cruel comments within moments about a 3-year-old child's hair, about COVID, as if a tiny vignette, you can see the whole picture of precaution and how we wear ourselves out, keeping our family safe every day. The endless testing while trying not to sacrifice every last shred of normalcy when it's just as safe as it can possibly be. And I immediately took it down to be a good steward of my baby's image and protector of my heart. She revealed that she does not show her daughter's face because of vicious strangers who lurk and comment or could seek her out. She ended her post, "Those comments and the people who make them are not welcome here. Full stop. If you feel you may be a person capable of communicating this way, please see yourself away from my account or I'll gladly help you do that." I mean, I know that was a mouthful, but I can't. Why? I mean, people do it to me. I mean, we spoke about this a couple of weeks ago. They just don't know how to keep their mouth shut. And it's kind of crazy that she posted the back of her daughter's head.
Right. Just the back of her daughter's head. I guess they were saying that maybe she wasn't wearing a mask and things like that. But it's like, leave these people alone. And the fact that like she doesn't show her daughter's face because like vicious strangers and people that could like lurk and seek her out is just scary. And if like that's such a sad reason why you can't show your daughter, like that's so sad to live like that. And like they put themselves out there, they put their lives out there for reality TV, and for people to just come at them is just wrong for such a silly reason too.
I know. It doesn't make any sense. And she took the photo down anyway.
Yeah, she took the photo down. And it's just going to make it so she's just never going to post any photos again. And she shouldn't.
I agree. 100%.
Ugh. Well, good clap back, because I love how she said at the end, like, please see yourself out. You are not welcome here.
Exactly. Or else I'll take you out.
Right. Please see yourself to the door. I love that. All right. Well, we are leaving you today with No One Told You from Wayne Brady. Brianne, thank you so much as always.
Thank you. I will see you next week.
And the holidays are almost here. We've almost made it.
That's so true. I can't believe it.
It's a little something to celebrate. Definitely.
Exactly.
All right. Well, definitely watch Moms Like Us every Thursday at 3 p.m. And like we said, we will see you next week. Bye.
Yes. Bye, guys.
What is one thing about parenthood you wish you knew before you had your daughter?
To not do that. Because I think I spend a lot of time saying, well, this worked for me. It should work for you. Spend a lot of time doing that. And there is no cookie cutter. Maybe the child looks like you, but they're not you.